Good morning. It's Tuesday, May 7th, and today we're going to talk about two sons. But first, I'm going to tell you a little bit of the background. When Moses freed the people from Egypt, and and he had to work with all these Israelites who were used to being slaves. Um, they the he went up on the mountain on Mount Sinai, and God gave him rules and laws for the people because they didn't know how to honor God at that time. They didn't know how to treat each other. They didn't know how to give sacrifices. They were pretty much um, just used to doing orders and getting uh, pushed into doing whatever. They were used to being bondspeople. Well, anyway, um, I didn't realize this, but when Abraham had two sons, he had Isaac, which was a son of promise. That was the one that God told him he was going to have. And that was the one who basically Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, they started the line of the Jewish people. Well, he had another one. And that's because his wife, Sarah, she was in a hurry to have children. And she couldn't have children. And so she told her bondswoman, they had back in them days, she had a slave and she was an Egyptian woman, and she told her to have a son or to go into her husband and to give and get pregnant. And that happened. So this Egyptian woman went in and she got pregnant. And so God later on in Galatians is telling us those two sons are the sons of covenant of two promises. The first one, with the bondswoman, is the one that represents the law of Moses, the one where we do what we think we have to do, and it's not really doing it in faith or love, it's doing it because of the law. And the other son is the son of promise, the one where Isaac came about through the faith of Abraham and through love. And he came about through God. God actually gave Abraham a son of Isaac. Now, this is pretty deep, I understand that, and you can read Galatians chapters 4 and 5, and you can get familiar with Abraham and Moses and all that if you're not. But in the end, the lesson is that we, as Christians, after Jesus came, we no longer have to go according to the law of Moses, which was the big deal back then. The Jewish people were very upset because Jesus didn't follow the rules. But Jesus followed faith. He taught faith through love. That is our whole lesson. We're supposed to be doing faith working through love. It doesn't matter who we are or what we're doing. We don't have to keep sacrificing to God. We don't have to keep following all these rules and regulations. All we have to do is believe, which is our faith, and use our love. And in the end, he says, for all the law, this is Paul speaking to the Galatians, he says, for all the law is fulfilled in one word, even in this, you shall love your neighbor as yourself. If you love your neighbor, truly love your neighbor, and you truly treat your neighbor as well as you can, and you do everything in this world to bring peace and love through your faith in Jesus, and tell them about Jesus, then you are doing the thing that Christians are supposed to do. You are following Christ. But if you are following all these rules and regulations, and like the Jewish people who have not yet really understood that Jesus is the Messiah, then you are trying to find your faith and your love through the things you do instead of through your faith. Can you understand that? I hope so. Because it's not our actions, it is our feelings and our faith and trying to follow Christ the best we can and to live with love. And if you love your neighbor as yourself, you are fulfilling the law of God. It's just something to think about. Maybe I'll give you an easy one tomorrow. But you have a great day, and God bless you.